Karen Leabo with Vintage Dazzle here to show you my June 2018 sales on Etsy and eBay. And I'm just going to show you, as usual, the ones that I find that are most interesting or most profitable. So I'm just going to get started. And the first thing I have to show you is this Sandor sterling silver and enamel brooch, which my sister-in-law gave me, so I paid nothing for that, and it sold for $63. It was a great big thing, and it even had a little damage on it, but it's a good maker, Sandor, S-A-N-D-O-R. And next up is this print. It is a framed Sigismund de Ivanowski print, the Christ Child. You can find this online. It has sold and continues to sell. It's very popular, made in the 1920s to 1930s, and I paid $5 for that at the flea market and sold it for $45. Oh, and all of my prices do not include shipping. Buyer pays shipping on almost all my sales. And I've been sitting on this for a while, but I knew it was a good one, and I waited for the right buyer to come along. It's a David Anderson Norway sterling silver and black enamel modernist brooch from the 1960s, and I paid $15 for that at the flea market, and I sold it for $99. And this too I've been sitting on for a while because I thought it was pretty special, and I wanted to get a good price for it. It's an antique to vintage Spelter statue. Spelter is a mixture of zinc, and it's mostly zinc, and I think it has a little something else in it. But anyway, it's used as a substitute for brass or bronze. It's becoming more popular. It used to be kind of considered not as good, but the Spelter statues are becoming more collectible now. And I paid a good bit for this. I paid $50 for this at the flea market, but I sold it for $175 plus shipping, which this thing weighed a freaking ton. And this is a pretty bohemian check glass perfume bottle. Has some gold gilding, has a nice Art Deco look to it. Very pretty. I paid $5 for that at the flea market and sold it for $55. And this is a pretty little embroidered coin purse from France. This particular type of embroidery is called tambour embroidery, and it seems to be very collectible because anything I've ever had with that type of embroidery sells very quickly. I paid $6 for the coin purse at the flea market and sold it for $28. And we have another purse here. This is a cut steel microbead purse made in Paris. Two French purses right in a row. Sorry about the noise, traffic. Really pretty example for probably from the 1940s, and I paid $35 for that at the flea market, and I sold it for $95. And this is a jade green stone. I don't think it's real jade. With the gold tone filigree overlay. It's an Asian style, and it does a pretty good imitation of real gold and jade. It was really a lovely piece. I was hoping it might be real, and I paid quite a bit for it. I paid $18 for it, but it turned out not to be. But so I sold it for $34, which is a very modest profit. And this is an A.W. Faber pencil sharpener made in Germany from the 1930s to 1940s. Sometimes these nice old drafting tools can go for quite a bit of money. I think I paid a little much for this. I paid $15 for it and sold it for $28. And these are really cool. These, if you saw them on the haul video, I believe that I thought they were Japanese, but they're actually Turkish bath shoes made in canateel spun silver alloy. Not real silver, I was hoping, but not real silver. And wood bottoms, so you don't get your feet wet. And they're little tiny ones, child size. And I paid $10 for those at the flea market and sold them for $68. And these zodiac or fortune-telling cups and saucers are always a good pickup. This one is a zodiac themed. It is for tea leaf reading, and it is from the International Collectors Guild Limited in Japan. If you find the ones that are made in England, those are a little more desirable, but these still, there's a lot of demand for them. I always sell these very, very quickly when I list them, and I paid $3 for this at this flea market and sold it for $28. And this is a fun charm bracelet. It's a Notre Dame football themed charm bracelet. It's just costume, but it's in very good condition. You really couldn't see any wear on it at all. And this came in that great big bracelet lot I got off eBay, so I paid about $1 to $2 for this and sold it for $48. And here we have another strange and weird item I got at the flea market. It's just this great big round box with a lid on it. I'm not really sure what the purpose was for. It's like painted gesso over hand-carved wood. Really interesting look. I just couldn't walk away from it. And I paid $15 for that and sold it for $45. And another one of my beloved art glass paperweights. This is a Millefiori hand-blown, probably Murano. Oh wait, it is Murano. It has a label. Very close packed, very tiny, and a pretty color too. It was kind of a teal with these little daisies. And I paid $10 for that at the flea market and sold it for $45. Seems to me I probably should have sold it for more. These are Black Hills Gold earrings. The brand is Landstrom's, which is one of the more desirable brands of Black Hills Gold. It's 10 karat in 3 different colors of gold. That's kind of the hallmark of this particular style of thing. It has a grape theme. And there's a whole little story that goes with the Black Hills Gold thing. But anyway, I think I paid $10 for these at the rummage sale at my mother-in-law's place and sold them for $42. And this is a Ken Scott blouse. Silk fitted, very long, very 1960s. This came from my sister-in-law, so I paid nothing for this, and I sold it for $42. It's really nicely made, and it had such great 1960s to 1970s colors. And this is an art glass vase with irises on it. They call it stretch glass. It's Murano style, had no marking on it. Don't know if it was actually a Murano piece. I paid $15 for that, which was probably a little much, but I sold it for $45. And this is an Art Deco tooled Florentine leather makeup compact. Really cool. I see this style of compact a lot. Usually it's enamel over metal. This is the only one I've ever seen that was the tooled leather. Really cool. I love all the little bits and pieces of it. And I paid $15 for that at the flea market and sold it for $48. And this is a Bakelite clamper bracelet in a kind of a faux tortoise shell. Bakelite not selling as well as it used to, but the fancy pieces with a lot of carving or big chunky or just, you know, great colors, they do sell for a little more. And this one, I paid nothing for this. Came from my sister-in-law or my mother-in-law, can't remember which, and it sold for $68. And this is another bracelet from my big bracelet lot, I think. Or did I pay for this? Yeah. It's from the big bracelet lot. It's a Native American style copper with stamping on it. Has a mark of the Bell Trading Post on it. And that came with my bracelet lot, so paid $1 or $2 for it. And where's the mark? Well, I don't know where the mark is, but anyway, sold that for $32. And this is something else I've been sitting on for a while, hoping the right buyer would come along because I thought it was awfully nice. It's a cookie press called Springerle, S-P-R-I-N-G-E-R-L-E. It's an antique, primitive, treenware, butter mold. I'm not sure if butter mold is really quite correct for that. But anyway, I got that at a thrift store for $2.95, and I sold it for $89. That was a nice profit. And here's some more Bakelite. This is a set of 3 bangles. 2 of them are apple juice color, and 1 is like a faux ivory. And probably date from the 1920s to 1930s. And those came from my mother-in-law, so I paid nothing for those, and sold the set for $36. And this is a petty point and needle point purse. That the purse itself was made in the 1960s. The needlework might be quite a bit older. This came from my mother-in-law, so I paid nothing for this. She said actually her mother had owned it, but not, you know, it's not an antique or anything. But anyway, from the 1960s, and sold that for $38. And this is an absolutely gorgeous paperweight that I paid $10 for. Sold it for $45. I think I probably could have sold it for more. It is a Murano style I put, but I think I did a little more research on it, or found out later that it's actually not Italian. It's more, I can't remember now. I think it's maybe Welsh or something like that. But anyway, it's a real collectible style, and it sold for $45. I think I told you that. And last of my Etsy sales is this Kramer of New York rhinestone bracelet with the black rhinestones, black and clear. Really pretty bracelet. Kramer of New York, one of my favorite costume jewelry makers. It always sells really well. And this came from my sister-in-law, so I paid nothing for that, and it sold for $55. And then I have just a few eBay sales to talk about. I sold this Tori Richard Aloha Hawaiian shirt. That's a train, really pretty graphic on it. Looked like it was brand new. It was really crisp and nice, and sold that for $35. I bought that at a garage sale for either $3 or $5. Can't remember. I think $3. And I got this, sold this Rain Spooner Commemorative Classics Hawaiian shirt, extra large. Again, looked like it was probably never worn. Really nice condition. And that sold for $28. Also paid $3 for that at the same garage sale. And this is a stove lid lifter. It's an antique with kind of a chrome finish on it. The brand is Arctic. And these are collectible, I guess. I believe I paid $7. I didn't write down anywhere what I paid for these. At least I can't find them at the moment. And anyway, it sold for $27. And lastly, one more shirt. It's a Ralph Lauren RRL. I guess that RRL type is more desirable. There's, well, I don't know how to show you the logo, but anyway, it was an extra large. It did have some wear. I mean, it had been worn before. It wasn't in terrible shape, but it had been worn. Sold it for $38. Okay, so that is it for my sales for June. Thanks for watching, and if you want to check out my store, it's at vintagedazzle.etsy.com. On eBay, I sell as Cara Lennox, and I have the links down below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you haven't, and I'll be back soon, I hope, with a haul video. Thanks, bye.